My friends, last time on the Shadows of Greyhawk, the party retreated to the Gavort Fort where Osric studied the magical properties of newfound loot. Torbin, Rona, and Goldie cracked open a bottle of basement wine, and Vamrid climbed to the precarious second story of the fort to wail on the tuba, a haunting melody that echoed through the nearby canyons, likely alerting all the goblin lords within a 30-mile radius. In addition to all of that, they also met their new companion, Clement Greywall. Clement, a novice clerical type from Diamond Lake's Temple of Heronius, had been sent to lend aid on behalf of his friendly mentor, Father Velius Childramoon. Velius had had a brief encounter with Rona back at the temple and thought that the party could probably use a blessing from the Invincible One's fields of glory. So Clement was sent on his way. He distributed, upon his arrival, he distributed potions of healing and channeled his god's power to hasten the party's recovery, while Osric informed Clement of all they'd seen and encountered during their exploration of the Whispering Cairn. The next morning, the party returned to the cairn, retracing their steps up the narrow slot canyon, descending through a dark portal into a sub-level chamber, barred by a massive stone. Pushing the stone aside, the party triggered a poisonous gas trap that sent them dashing deeper into the tomb through a broad corridor. Their torchlight revealed ornate carvings on the corridor's walls, along with statues of Vati, also known as Wind Dukes of Aaqa, tucked inside alcoves, their hands cupped to hold magical currents of wind, a gallery of sorts. And delving further, a cold aura emanating from the darkness, source they would discover from a colony of brown-colored mold. And beyond the mold lay a stonemason's workshop that only Clement, at least for now, with the aid of divine protective magic, could access. Inside this workshop, a variety of implements for stonework, an unfinished statue depicting what appeared to be a great Wind Duke warrior wielding a strange staff-like rod, and across the space, a jet black stone, egg-like object atop a red metal pedestal. A golden glyph etched upon the egg's surface resembling an equilateral triangle with short hash marks through each leg. Clement made an attempt to maneuver the stone egg into a satchel, and it slammed to the ground. And that, my friends, is where we are going to pick back up with the game as Clement, and I'm going to bring up a map here so you'll be able to add your initiative to the initiative tracker. Give me 1 second. Okay, here comes the map. We'll bring it up for our friends over here as well. We find ourselves in this chamber, Clement. Sync. There we go. Go ahead and add your initiative if you haven't already to the...
I just did.
Okay, great. And let me roll here. It's D10. Well, you luckily beat my roll. However, what is going to happen here is that you have been surprised. So you feel, if you recall, Clement, as you sort of turn to kind of see if anybody had been watching as this stone egg hit the ground. And as you're looking back behind you, that is when you feel this tight grasp on your ankle, a fist grasping your ankle. So I'm going to go ahead and a scream erupts. I am going to go ahead and make a roll to see if this particular grip actually does damage to Clement. It definitely grabs onto you, so that we know is happening, but whether or not it does damage will depend on what this roll is. So let me make that said roll here. There it is. Okay. That is going to be an 11 to hit.
I'm pretty sure that misses.
It does miss. Yeah, your AC is a 16. So it still has you gripped and you're grasped by this thing, but it does not do damage to you as it grasps. You have enough time to react, and it is your initiative. What would you like to do?
So what what does this thing look like? Is it just an arm?
You
What
look
is
down
grabbing
at it. Yeah, you look down at it, and you can see that this. What you see is that this black, scaly, egg-like structure, this object, begins to shift as if almost clay being molded in front of you. It is shifting from this spherical, egg-shaped object, this ovoid object, into what appears to be a somewhat sizable humanoid creature that grasps your ankle, looks up at you with a humanoid face, and barks out some sort of command or vocalization. It makes a noise that sounds like rocks grating against each other, or a landslide sliding down a hill and crashing into a river. It is the strange. The rest of you hear this strange noise emanating and echoing through the space, but it looks like some sort of a humanoid creature almost.
Well, I thought we wanted the egg, but we don't want the egg so much anymore. Stop. Hammer time. Well, morning time. I'm bringing the my morning star and just bringing it down straight on the thing.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Ooh, that's a 19, I think.
That will hit.
Yep, 19 on the die.
Okay.
All right. And that is... I thought I had put in the damage for it. It's 2d4. No, morning star is 2d4. That's weird. I could have swore I put the damage in for my weapons, but... Strength, I got +1, so that's 5 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, you bring it down. This thing then grabs you and tries to pull you off your feet, and it is going to make a some sort of a bludgeoning attack upon you. The rest of you hear that hammer come down and ring as if Clement has smashed it into the stone floor of this chamber. I would like everyone else to go ahead and roll initiative at this point and put your initiative into the order.
All right.
So is going to happen with an attack roll here. That is going to be a 17 this time to hit Clement, and it is going to do a total of 5 points of damage. Give me a strength save, please, Clement.
All right. Yeah, that is...
Thank you, Risky Corn Dog Adventure. Rob, you also have a hero point from Risky Corn Dog Adventure.
All right. That is... Yeah, that's a 13 non-prime. That's not enough.
13, yeah. You are going to go down. You are now prone as it knocks you to your back.
Help!
It looks like Vamrid at the top of the order. You guys hear him call out for help. What would you like to do, Vamrid?
So there's this really cold mold in the way, right?
It's extremely cold. It is, yeah. And you just met this cleric. I mean,
we shared tuba time.
you did have a moment. There was a moment.
Hello, Tuba Geek.
He was nervous at night, and we shared the tuba at night. Okay, so I'm gonna run in.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a con save, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sharing a love of blowing big horns.
You heard it here, folks.
It sounds bad any way you say it.
Yeah. There's no way around that.
Exactly.
So let's just say that I rolled a 1 because that's what I rolled.
A nat 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to also, as you race around the side, you're going to slip and fall on prone. So you're not going to make it. You are going to take a total of 5 points of damage as your body starts to freeze. The skin on your exposed, glistening biceps and triceps and the middle muscle and everything else, it just starts to get almost a sense of frostbite.
The yes muscle.
The yes muscle.
The yes muscle.
You are stricken with a frostbite, doing 5 damage.
At this rate,
Goldie.
the second half of the show is going to be doing session 0 for the next adventure.
Mhm.
Goldie, what are you up to?
Well, Goldie heard who she considers our healer yell help and what sounded like him falling on the floor. So Goldie's seen some shit at the come on in. She feels like she can handle just about any gross whatever. So she's gonna kind of take a look at Osric, make sure he's chill, not literally, and then run in.
Okay. Describe how you're going to run across this moldy area.
Kind of,
Step on Vamrid and use his chest
was
to launch
yeah, I'm
you
gonna
into
use
the-
him as traction material. Bamrid is my traction.
I was like, what
material.
can we throw down over this mold? Vamrid.
Do I think I can hop off of him? I'm little. I'm just a tiny little
Yeah, you
halfling.
can
Do I
certainly
think I can
try.
launch off of him? Is
Yeah, you
his
can
tuba
certainly
there? Can
try.
I use that too?
The tuba, where is the tuba, Vamrid?
Always with me.
So the tuba is laying next to him right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use what I can to scramble over, so I don't step on the brown.
Okay. All right. I would like you to give me a dex save, please.
Okay. Dex save is 15.
15. Unfortunately, that's not quite enough. You do make it across. So you can go ahead and move your full movement or whatever movement you want to get into that space with your token. But you are going to take some damage as you go. You're going to take 3 points of damage.
I am in the dark. I cannot see my token.
Uh-oh. You got to stay in
But
the
I-
light, my friend. Yeah, you're over here.
It's not shadow.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not shadow dark, but it is darkness. Like the torches do illuminate what's illuminated. So just keep that in mind. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I would run. Let's see. I'm not sure where I started. 5, 10, 25 would take me there.
Okay, as you spring off of Vamrid, kind of clumsily, catching and maybe dragging a foot across this mold, getting frostbite on your foot. As you come in and kind of stomp it out, you look and you can see that there is this creature, which looks to be made of earth. It is standing over now as it has grabbed and knocked Clement down on the ground, is now standing over, and it kind of looks up at you with this, what approximates a face. It doesn't have any eyeballs or anything. It just kind of like turns towards you and barks something in some strange, makes a strange voice or a strange sound. And it's, again, like rocks grating against each other.
I don't know that language. If he's standing over Clement, does that mean that where Clement is, it is as well? So could I take a swing?
No, it is where it is on the map.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yep.
All right, Osric, what are you going to do?
All right. I see Vamrid. Do I see what's happening to Vamrid? Like the effects that is happening to him?
I think it would be fairly obvious with his bare-chested, bare-armed, skin exposed, all the right places.
All right.
The oil is freezing.
Like, I am holding the light right there. So I don't think anything is going to affect this mold that I can do, and nor can I affect the whatever is happening in the next room. So I'm going to try to pull Vamrid out of that.
How are you going to do that?
Just sort of lean over. Can I reach him without going into the mold? Into the whatever the
You can certainly try.
All right.
Roll. Give me a dex save.
I am going to use a regular for this.
Okay, so you'll add +1.
That is a 14 plus stuff. +3 +4, So 18.
18. 18. Yeah, you are able to grab him. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Boy.
And remember, when you're rolling these, you're adding your level.
Aha. Okay. That is a pretty good 16 plus 2, 20 total.
20. Yeah, you're able to pull him back and out of the moldy patch, which is good because he would have taken some damage on the next turn. Yep. So you pull him back. Great effort.
Cranky.
Do you say anything?
Get it, Goldie. Whatever it is. Oh, we'll be right there.
Just take care of it. All
Take
right,
care.
we'll
You got
jump
it, boss.
next to Torbin. What are you gonna do, Torbin?
He's looking around for a way to get across this mold.
Go around. We'll have to go around.
What does the top of the doorway look like? Is there anything that could serve as like a ledge or something like that he could throw his grappling hook onto and kind of try to swing into the room?
There's no obvious ledge. It would be, you can certainly try to do it, and there's a possibility of success, but it's going to be, I would call this a very difficult roll. So
I don't
the
think he would do it.
challenge level is going to be fairly high.
God, I don't. How about the wall between us and them? Does it look flimsy? Does it look strong, or does it look?
No, I mean, as a dwarf, and I've mentioned, as you've walked through this place before, I mean, this is a finely crafted, well-designed, lot of care taken in the construction of these spaces, the artistry, the craftsmanship, all of it. I mean, it's even if it was dwarves that did it, it's pretty impressive.
All right. Well, I guess he'll just try to jump in, kind of like Goldie did.
Okay, you're gonna just race across and try to jump it. Okay.
Well, he's gonna run and jump, basically. Try to jump over it into the room.
Go ahead and do let's do a strength check for Torbin.
Okay. That is a primary for me.
Yep.
Pretty bad. Not too bad. 16.
16. Okay, you leap across and you almost make it, but you do land and catch your feet as you stumble into this room. You're going to take some damage. You're going to take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
But you are now in the room, and same thing as Goldie. As you sort of like move to the side and look, you can see Clement is on his back, and standing above him is this sort of creature that looks like it's made out of sand or clay, and it looks vaguely humanoid, and it's sort of towering over the top of Vamrid with his ankle in its grip, almost like he's holding like the fish he just caught.
Is it big?
It's as big as you, if not bigger. Oops, sorry, that's
Okay.
Vamrid. There we go. There's Torbin. All right. So that brings us to Clement. What are you going to do?
I look up at the creature, and with a gasp, I say, I am servant of Haronius. I am safe in my master's grasp, and you will not touch me. And I cast Sanctuary.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that. What does that mean?
So, unless they are able to make a charisma saving throw, I cannot be attacked until I do something offensive.
Okay. So given that this thing only has physical or mental saves, I guess it would make a
Mental save. Well,
save, yeah.
mental saves. Charisma is a mental save.
Yep. Okay, so it's gonna make a mental save. All right, let's see how this works.
Are they physical or mental? They have both, or is it just one?
Yeah, you don't know, but it definitely has mental. So I'm gonna roll a save for it.
Okay.
Does that
Because
matter for the spell?
if it's well, yeah, because if their saves are physical, that means strength, dexterity, and constitution are primary attributes for their
Right.
saves. If it's mental, then it's
the
intelligence,
opposite.
wisdom,
Yeah.
charisma.
Yeah. Yep. So, here we go. No, it does not save. The sanctuary spell takes effect. What does it look like when this happens?
I figure, I mean, this being Hyronius, it's got to be a little ostentatious. There's a golden glow that comes over me, and it kind of shimmers, almost like
It's
a.
erroneous. It will be
force field.
fantastic. Yep.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
there's a sparkle to it.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Okay, so as this glowing golden sparkle covers your body, instinctively this creature lets go of your leg.
Okay.
It kind of like turns its
Erroneous
head-like
assault.
shape and looks down at you, but
Yep.
drops, lets go of your leg.
Rona is impressed. Yeah. Even if she
All
can't see it around the corner, she can sense the presence of Heronius.
And it just so happens, Rona, it is your turn.
Uh-oh. What should I do with all my 1 hit points? But yeah. She guards the situation in the name of Heronius, and she looks down the corridor, make sure nothing else comes in and hurts her compadres and friends here. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, someone needs to keep track of Osric while Goldie is in the other room.
I mean,
all
we
right.
just passed a restroom. You could go check your tattoo if you want.
Okay. Yes. Yep. Make sure it's the golden mighty battle axe. Yep.
Okie doke. All right. So this creature is going to step forward, right up to. It's going to basically step right over the top, not stepping on Clement, avoiding Clement as best it can. It is going to make this strange grating sound as it does, wave its big, now almost arm-like appendages as it's going to try to come down on one of you. Let's see who. It's going to be Goldie. Let's see. Goldie, it's going to try to bash you. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. And it's going to be for 3 points of damage as it smashes you. You kind of stagger a little bit, maybe even like hitting this wall right here from the impact, but not getting pushed into the mold. That is its turn. Let's go ahead and roll initiative again.
The egg is on the ground, right?
No, there's no egg.
The creature was the egg.
I see.
Same thing I had before.
Hmm. Me too.
I'm
That's my
moving
best
up a bit
initiative.
from 2.
It's my best initiative roll yet.
Same here,
right.
and it was 4.
Nice. Okay, so it looks like Goldie, you're at the top of the order.
Is it cute?
Yeah, super cute.
I feel bad about it, but did Clement actually get injured?
Oh, Clement is on his he's not even on his last legs because he's lying on the ground.
He's on his last back.
Did it swing at him though? Can I tell? Taking a read of the room. Is it aggressive or is it just walking around right now?
Well, I mean, I'm on the
Making
ground.
weird growly
Ground-
noises.
Slammed you into the wall.
Well, I did come around the corner. Okay, fine. I will say take a swing.
Yeah, I mean, all you saw was Clement laying on the ground with it had his leg in its fist until the golden
That's
Heronius.
16.
16 does not hit, or if it does hit, it just sort of like bounces off its rock-like structure. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Clement, you want to stand up?
Yeah. Standing up is a good idea. I don't know what Can I still cast a spell if I stand up?
Yeah, you can as a spell casting type, you can do half movement, which would basically be
Okay.
standing up and still cast. That's a house
All
rule
right.
we have.
Cool. Excellent. So
Yep.
yeah, I'm going to stand up and do the one spell that I can do. Well, one spell that I can do that isn't going to what do you call it? Negate the sanctuary, and that's cast heal on myself.
Okay. Smart.
That is a 1d8.
Sanctuary is a great first level spell.
Yes, it is. Oh, nice. 8 points. Well, that feels much better.
For the rounds. And it lasts for 1 round per level, so keep track of that, Rob, for your character.
Okay,
The sanctuary.
I got this next round. As far
Okay.
as
All right. So you take care of yourself there. We'll go next to Vamred.
Right. Well, I wasn't able to get there before, and now there's all these people in the way.
And that's going to stop you?
It is.
Okay.
I gave it a try. I ended up on the floor and had to be dragged out.
Do you have something else that you can do from a distance that might be helpful?
And
Like maybe exalt?
yes, I can exalt.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
You have the tuba.
I have the tuba. I'll play a little tune, little
We
inspiring
want
tune.
to hear the. Yes, we want to hear the whole dungeon complex. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the acoustics in here are fantastic too. You know it.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
there you go. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sweet Vandersloot.
Yeah.
Now we might be in trouble. Yeah.
I will use that to exalt. I guess I can only see. Can I see Goldie?
You can probably just make out Goldie, honestly, because
Yes.
Torbin is kind of stuck behind her, and Clement's around the corner. So yeah, I think it would be Goldie.
Yes, I will exalt you.
What does that mean?
It is inspire companions by exaltation +2 to 1 attribute check.
Cool. Thank you.
As I flex the yes muscle. Well,
All right, that is your turn, Vamred. Torbin. What would you
All
like
right,
to do?
I'm going to take a swing at this thing with my battle axe.
Okie doke.
All right. Not good.
Uh-oh.
8.
Yeah, just like Goldie, you swing your battle axe and it just goes ding as it hits, and it like shakes in your hands, almost like a divining rod or like a tuning fork. Ugh. You look at the axe,
Wow.
and there's like a little chip in the blade that you're gonna have to work on later.
Ah! He's frustrated.
Rona.
I keep a lookout,
Okay.
ready to assist.
All right, you kind of look behind you into the darkness. It's just pitch dark behind you. You listen as best you can. There's this commotion going on in the other room, but you're trying to sort of focus on whether or not anything is sneaking up behind you. You're listening.
Just
Why don't you
staying alive. Yep.
make a listen check for me, please?
And listen, check. 14.
Is that with your bonuses?
Let's see. Listen, wisdom. Yep.
Okay, and you added your level to that as well.
Nope. So that's 15 then. 16. Yep.
16 total. Okay, you listen intently, and you can hear something almost like fabric slapping against a stone from somewhere in the darkness behind you. It's faint. Nobody else hears it, but you hear it, or you think you do at least.
I poke Ostrich on the shoulder and say, "There's something out there."
Oh no.
Okay.
What fresh hell is
What
available?
fresh-
that brings us to this creature made of earth that just looks at you, Goldie, after hitting it, and just sort of like comically it bounces off and just kind of stands there. And as it turns, Torbin takes an attack, and it just sort of like looks at Torbin, and it's just going to swing sort of like nonchalantly at Torbin to try to knock him out. I don't think that's going to do it though. That is a 16, Torbin.
Oh, that hits.
Yeah, it does. That does hit. Yep. All right. So you're going to take 3 points of damage as this thing knocks you probably back a little bit and into this wall, not into the mold.
Okay.
That brings us to Osric at the bottom of the order. What do you want to do, Ozzy?
All right. I need to know something. Does one of my party members that's around the corner have a light source already?
None of them have one burning yet.
Okay. All right. So the only light source is the torch that I have magically held in the air. Yes.
Mhm.
I have a torch.
And Banbred. Okay, Banbred. Fantastic.
Yeah, you do have a torch. Okay.
Do I? Oh no. Okay. Banbred is where he is. Do I hear anything behind me?
You could make a wisdom check. You're not going to add your level to this because it's not a feature of your class. So
Okay.
just D20 plus your wisdom.
That doesn't use my action, does it?
No, I will say you just do you do a quick listen. If you want to focus, it would be an easier check, but it would take your action.
Yeah, no, I pooped it on. I rolled a 3, so.
Okay. Yeah. Rona mentions that she hears something in the darkness behind you, and you listen for a second. You don't hear anything. All you hear is what's going on in front of you.
She's much better at that than I am, so I'm going to take her word for it since that's her job. I am going to cast Arcane Armor on myself.
Very smart.
Yeah, I think that's all I can do. I was about to start going down the hallway to go around, but now that she said that, I'm going to cast that and prepare myself for whatever is around the corner. And I'll tell Vanbred, there might be something that way. And I point down the hallway and get some light over here if we can.
Okay. All right. Forewarned.
Can I move between Rona and Vanbred? Is that a space that doesn't have a mold?
You should be okay if you went right there.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah, you should be okay. Any advancement farther than that, and you'll be potentially taking damage. Okay. All right. Top of the order. Let's roll initiative again, guys. Wow, I am not rolling well. Guys who are in the chat, folks, if you're hanging out with us, please take note. We do have a Troll Lords Games giveaway. Type ! drawing in the chat to be entered to win one of 2 $10 gift certificate codes for their online store. Thank you to Troll Lord Games. All right, Rona, what do you want to do? You're at the top of the order, my friend.
I move a little bit here so I can keep a lookout, and I have my weapons ready. And yeah.
Okay. All right. You at this point, based on the little illumination that you have, you don't see anything. Do you want to make a listen check again and see if you can pick anything else up? Okay. All right.
Yeah. 13.
13 total. You strain to hear over the commotion that's going on in the other room, and you don't hear the sound that you just heard moments ago.
Yep.
All right, Torbin. You are muted, I think, Andy.
Torbin's going to move a little bit back behind the creature and then try to hit him again.
Okay. Let's do it.
Much better that time. 19 plus 3 for 21 to hit.
Yeah, roll damage.
I gotta check what that was again. Okay. $10.
Wow. You take a swing with your battle axe, and this time you hit it at some sort of a weak spot. And as you slice through, one of the arms just drops to the ground and turns into sand. and just lays in a pile of sand on the ground.
And then he's just gonna go, ah!
Nice. All right, Goldie, you see this happen. What would you like to do?
Goldie's emboldened by Torbin's damage. She is exalted by a tuba in the back, and she's gonna take another swing
Okay,
with her warhammer.
let's do it.
16 again.
No, I'm afraid that you hit it with the
Ugh.
hammer and it just like rattles in your hand.
Is
I'll
that
shout back at Torbin, but in frustration. Ah!
A lot of
you're
shouting
adding
from
your,
you guys.
your
That's good.
bonus to hit, right?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank
Just a
you.
DH.
'Cause I forgot.
All right, Vamrid, it's your turn, my friend.
All right, well, I'm going to check around this corner.
Okay.
Sneak right over here in front of Rona.
All right. You illuminate the space and you look back. You can see into the toilet. You can see back towards the corner. You don't see anything coming.
Weapon out, tuba out.
Tuba in one hand and your weapon in the other. I love it.
That's
Okay.
right. My hopes and my dreams. Right
I love
there.
it. Osric, what about you?
Oh boy. I can't see the enemy, so I think I need to start moving down the hallway. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
All right.
My companions are saying they don't see anything. And I'm gonna shoot. Well, I can't go past where I can see, so I gotta wait for Bamrid.
Can you take my torch while you walk by?
I probably could. Can I do that, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Do I see anything around the corner?
You do not see anything around the corner as you illuminate the space.
All right. All right. Well, it's either Rona's fevered dreams or it's invisible or really
Okay,
good at
well,
sneaking.
Might have
or it's in the
met some
toilet.
dreams lately. Yeah.
How many squares can I move? Is that 30?
Yeah, approximately 30.
Right there. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Well, that's what I said.
Clement.
All right. Well, I didn't cast. I don't think I cast any spells last week because everybody used potions instead. So I got one left in the bag. Hieronymus' blessings be upon you, my friends. And I cast bless.
Okay. Remind us what that does, please.
Yes. Hold on a second. Anyone within earshot, and my voice reverberates throughout the the dungeon. Probably not a great thing, but gains a +1 on all attribute checks, saving throws, and to hit rolls.
Okay.
Duration range of 50 feet and duration of 1 minute per caster level. So 2 minutes.
Okay. Question: is your sanctuary now done?
It'll be after after this round.
Okay.
Because
All right.
basically, it'd be worth 2 casts. It'd be worth 2 potential attacks against me, or two rounds of attacks against me.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That brings us to the creature's turn, and given that Torbin just dealt a massive damage-dealing blow, it is going to take a swing with its one arm as it barks out some sort of strange sound again, gravelly and the sound of rocks. It's going to swing at you. A 12. It misses you, Torbin. You duck out of the way as it smashes, and it smashes into some of the items that are on the wall over here, and there's like a clay jar smashes against the wall.
Well, 12 is my AC. Well, I do have a buckler.
Do you have
I
a
believe
buckler?
that gives me a
Do you have a
+1.
buckler out right now? Did you have it out?
No, actually, no. I'm two-handing the axe.
Okay. So your
So, yeah,
12
no, that
does
would
hit
hit.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say it still smashes some shit because I kind of like that idea.
Okay.
And it is going to also include you in that smashing. No, that's cocked. 3 points of damage again as it smashes you, and I'll say you kind of get shoved up against the wall here as well, just for some flavor. Now that brings us to initiative order, guys. Come on, let's do this. Keep getting lower initiative rolls.
I keep getting higher.
That's good.
Gone from 2 to 10.
Nice. Okay, so Rona, you're at the top of the order. What would you like to do?
I need to move up and assist Osric in his exploration here. So I move up next to him here. So I'll move past him and help out here. Whatever help I can be. Yep.
Okay.
Maybe
all right.
Hieronymus be with us and whatever Osric prays to. And Rona also was like, Osric, you know how to pray, right? More than I do, right? So you got
start praying.
I saw Osric looks. He's like, I have more of a friendly competition with the stern lady than pray to her. But yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah.
All right. So Rona, you're essentially kind of taking a protective stance at Osric's side. Vamrid, what are you gonna do?
I'm going in front of him.
Okay.
Never split apart shit.
Yep, smart. I love it. All right, you as you all get around the corner, you look down. Osric's holding the torch. It's casting an illumination down this hallway, and you're expecting to see something based on what Rona had told you, but you don't see anything in the corridor at this point, except for this dead body, of course, that's that you uncovered underneath the fallen stone trap there, but nothing else at this time. That brings us to Goldie. Come on, Goldie. What are you going to do here?
Taking another swing, getting pissed off.
Let's do it.
Use your point. Use your hero point, maybe before you roll. Get that bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a bad idea.
Smart. Well said.
It's a +1, not
Yeah, yes, it is.
Die. Okay.
+1 for the blast.
So stupid. So 14.
14. Goldie, again, you just keep hitting this thing and it's just like...
Listen also, has it gotten quiet out in the hall?
Hard to say because your whole body is like vibrating right now like that. So you're not entirely sure. There is strangely still a torch hovering behind you. Is that right, Osric? Would that still be in the same spot?
That's a good question. I would imagine so, but if it's a sight thing, then it would probably just drop. And it's the magical one, so it shouldn't be affected by the mold, I don't think.
Okay, so hold on a sec.
Time to
I would assume you're still out there.
Yep.
All right, so just explain this to me. When you go outside of visibility of it, it would drop the mage hand. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm going to check real quick. Yes,
It will
correct.
dictate what she does.
Yeah, otherwise I would have to take it with me, and I didn't want to do that. So.
And this is the magical.
It's the magical one.
Okay, so it will not go out, for example, if it falls.
Right.
Yeah,
But the torch drops.
Which is very nice. Which is very, very nice. In so many different ways. Oh, my friend. So as the torch falls from this hovering position and hits this brown colored mold, nobody sees this happen.
Well,
but you certainly feel it. No, Goldie is not looking at the torch or anything behind her. She is focused on this creature that she is attacking. But as this thing drops, the mold begins to spread as a result of this heat, and it expands into the room. I need Goldie and Clement to make Constitution saves, please. This isn't good.
Stand with heat.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
going
not
to
good.
use. I'm going to use the hero point.
Okay.
I didn't realize it. It was a heat emitting torch.
And most of them aren't they?
This one's the magical one. So
gotcha. Yeah.
I figured the magic wouldn't be.
Well, it's my
Well,
prime,
now you know.
No,
Yep.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
but it's a 3. It's a 5.
A 3? Oh man.
It's a
This
5
could-
actually, because I have a 5.
This could be the end of the session right here. Okay.
I've got exactly 12. I've got exactly 12. It's prime, but it's only 12.
6 points of damage for Goldie.
Oof.
And you got a 12 on your con save, Clement.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you take 2 points of damage instead of the full damage. Yep. But this mold has expanded now into the space. Let's see. So it is now kind of goes here. It goes here. Goes here.
No.
If you guys can see that outline there. Torbin, you're the one who actually sees it, Torbin, as it just like expands from the heat of this torch. Now the torch is still burning, which is not good. All right.
Actually, wait, Dave. The damage was from the expanded mold, or
Yes. Yep.
Hold on one second. I still have endure cold going.
Okay.
Nice.
So that would negate the damage then, correct?
I think so.
What is it called? Negate cold?
Endure cold.
Endure cold.
/ endure heat.
Okay, let's see.
It allows caster to endure extreme temperatures of hot and cold from blistering heat to sub-zero.
How long does it last for?
24 hours.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, and there you go. And there's no, like, you don't have to maintain it with there's no concentration type of aspects to it.
No.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So you are able to endure. You take no damage. So erase that damage that you just took, which I think was 2.
Yes.
Let's see, whose turn was it that just went? Was that Osric?
I think so.
I don't think I've gone yet.
We're at the top of the order. Rona went, Vamrid went, Goldie just went and missed. Clement, you cast a spell. Torbin, it's your turn.
Wait.
You didn't?
Was the spell this round or the last round?
We're going to say it's Torbin's turn because nobody remembers. Go ahead, Torbin.
Well, I don't think that. Yeah. Okay.
Did you not cast a spell, Rob? This round?
No, he just did the cold thing, I think.
The cold was what do you call it, last session.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's
think I've
right.
done
Bless was last session. That's right. It is your turn. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
last
go ahead.
round, yeah.
Yep, that was last turn. Go ahead, Rob.
So he rises to his full height with the Morning Star in hand. Says, "Hey, creature, leave that dwarf alone," and smacks it in the back of the head with his Morning Star. Right in the back of the head.
Was that a Pink Floyd reference?
Leave that dwarf alone.
Yes, it is. That is 19 on the die, so that is 22 total.
That will hit. That will hit. What are you hitting it with?
Morning Star.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
I love me some Morning Stars.
Mm.
That's and that is 6 points of damage.
All right. So as you slam this Morning Star into the back of this creature, it howls with this cringe-like sound and just drops into a pile of sand right in front of your face. It kind of covers up part of the mold in front of you, and things go quiet for the moment as you are now standing in this chamber. Your companion's injured. Goldie is standing in a patch of this mold that seems to be like growing upon her boots and taking cold damage, as it were. Yes, Andy, what's up?
What are these things on either side of Torbin? Is this like a table or a rug or something? What is this? Where this wheel is? See the? It's got like the tool on it.
Yep. So I'll come back to that in a minute.
Right.
I'd like to know what Goldie is doing.
Goldie, I think now that this is over, she is realizing that the torch is dropped. She'd look around. She'd see the torch is down, and she would be concerned about Osric. She thinks something is happening to him, so she's gonna turn around and yell Osric and start running out.
Okay. give me a con check, Goldie.
That's what she would do.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that exalt?
Yeah.
How long does that go? +2 to my attribute check, the exalt that happened.
Chad, how long does that last for?
Until used, at least a minute.
I'm using it.
I more than that, I forget exactly how long, but yeah.
Okay, and then I add my level on this one too. So that's 11.
Oof, yeah, that's not enough. You race through this, Goldie, and you get here. You can easily see that this whole place is. Did you grab the torch as you were running past?
That would have left these guys in darkness, though. Torbin and Clement.
Okay, so you keep running.
Yeah.
You are going to take 5 points of damage as you run through this.
Goldie drops, and maybe does she slide? She just went unconscious.
She kind of drops right. She's like right at the edge, almost getting out of it. You drop to the ground. Oh no!
Her last words, Osric.
You hear your name echo through the chamber, Osric, and you turn back and you can see that Goldie drops to the ground, and you can also see that there's this sort of growing mat of brown fungus that has expanded its distribution in the space. All right, so let's do this. Let's go back to Torbin. Torbin, you look around, you watch as Goldie races out and calls out Osric's name. You can see this torch burning. You can see this brown mold expanding into the space. What do you want to do? You want to look around at some stuff?
Yeah, he's gonna look around, and is there like furniture he can start kind of throwing out there to try to make something to stand on?
Sure. Yeah, you look to the north, and there are large boulders that look as though they might be raw materials for a stone worker, someone who's crafting these statues. Of course, there's that statue of the warrior that's unfinished, holding a strange staff-like rod. You can see to the south there is, this little bundle here of parchments and things is smashed. The parchment's so old that many of them have sort of just fallen apart into dust. You look over and you can see that there are tables in this room. There's a table here with like a stone grinder and some tools on it, dust atop everything. Another table here with more implements, probably of some stone worker. Again, a table here, and then there's this red pedestal which no longer has a black egg on it, even though it does on the map. There's no black egg. It's just a red pedestal made of some sort of strange metal.
He's just gonna yell to Clement to throw out some of this stuff so we can walk on it, and he's gonna try to chuck this big rock behind him out onto the mold.
Okay, give me a strength check for this, and I would say that you can definitely use your primeval instincts on this. So go ahead and add, this is a very dire situation, so you get that +4. Plus you are blessed, so there's a +1 involved.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm also going to use a hero point.
Okay, so there's another, so you got +6, and then don't forget to add your level as well. So that's +8. To this roll, plus your strength. And this is a prime for you, yeah.
Oh, yeah, pretty good. 13 plus 8 is 21.
Yeah.
Plus my strength is 23.
I think that was included in the +8, but nevertheless, it's plenty.
Oh, okay.
You throw the stone onto the smaller of the two stones that's right next to you. Yeah, you're able to just like roll it out with this flash of like, if anybody saw this, maybe Clement sees like the veins pop out on your neck and sweat starts to pour down as you just sort of like almost like expand, your muscles contract, you grab the stone and just throw it into the space, and it rolls right into the middle. Where would you like it to be, do you think?
Well, ideally close enough so that he could like jump onto it. So like within like 5 feet, probably.
Maybe like right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he could try to use it as a step.
Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of this for a minute and do a different one here.
Roll it like a lumberjack rolls a log.
Exactly. Because he's a lumberjack and he's okay. So kind of like right there. Maybe a little bit closer to the, like right there. Okay, that sounds good. It's a little big, but okay. So yeah, you definitely do that. Clement, let's go to you next. What are you doing?
So, quick question: is Clement aware of the fact that the torch on the ground is what is causing the mold the fungus to expand?
Do you think an intelligence check would be a good idea here?
I don't know if intelligence. I mean, I would almost go with wisdom just because it's kind of an awareness thing. Because he knows that the fungus hadn't grown before, and there's a torch on the ground, but whether he puts 2 and 2 together is the question.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Give us a wisdom check.
All right. No, that he's on the verge of. He's 11. Oh wait, hold on a second. Plus 12.
12 total?
Yeah.
Yep, that's enough. You look and you can see that the flame is continuing to burn because it's a ever burning torch, and you can see that right around the flame where the heat is most concentrated, you can see that there is some growth happening, and it's sort of like reverberating out as this mold grows and kind of pushes itself out and sort of piles on top of itself as it's making a thick mat.
Suddenly learning Latin for some reason, says un momento, and goes and grabs the torch off the ground.
Okay.
Pesky little bugger.
Oh yeah, you're resistant to cold.
He's just wandering around.
I was like, you could just walk out there.
Not resistant. He's actually impervious to it at this point with this spell. So you walk out there and you pull the torch up, and it's sort of like the torch itself is being sort of like covered by the mold. So you sort of like pick it up, and these kind of like stringy, almost web-like spores just sort of drop down onto the ground, and you kind of shake it off. And you look, and that's when you look over as you hold the torch, you can see Goldie Lane. She is being covered by this mold. It's sort of like growing up over the top of her. Goldie, what hit point level did you get knocked to when you took that last hit? -2. Okay.
I let Torbin know, Goldie's in trouble. You're on your own for a bit.
All right.
Are we out of initiative?
Go help her.
Yep, I'm kind of going around right now, so I'm gonna come to you guys next. So as Clement calls that out, you've got Osric, Rona, and Vamrid. As I said, Osric, you heard Goldie call your name, and you look back and you see her as she just falls down, and you can see this mold is starting to cover her. What do you want to do?
I'm running over and pulling out my water skin as I do so. And when I get up to the edge of the brown stuff, I'm gonna pour all the water that I have in my water skin on her and the square in front of me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and make it cold. I can generate enough cold to chill a drink, or the equivalent. So it's small amounts of cold. So I'm trying to, since it likes heat, it might not like cold.
Okay. I like it. That's a smart attempt. That's wonderful. Okay, so you do that and you chill it, and you can see that the mold almost is like retracts or retreats from that cold ice or that cold water that you've laid down. And some of the water that you were able to throw down on Goldie, you can see the mold start to sort of like either die or wither or something, but it starts to reveal more of her skin as you did that.
All right, fantastic. I'm gonna get. Yeah, I mean that's all I can do. I think, unless I can get up to her, but I think I moved about.
Yeah, let's see what Rona and Vamrin want to do. Let's go with Rona next.
I guess I'll
get Goldie.
Exactly. I was going to say I need to go back and try and drag Goldie out of the trouble here. So yeah.
Yep. All right, Rona, just give me a dex roll just to see if you succumb to any of this mold that's still growing there. You've got yourself at least a couple of patches to stand on to protect you, but
Rona rolls a 1, I guess falls.
oh my
first
God, Rona! Oh my
Yeah.
Open
God!
mouth.
She only
down
had one
on
hit
the
point
ground.
too,
Oh
right?
no!
That's +4, so it's a 5 on the roll.
5 total. Okay.
Yeah, 5
But it
total.
was a natural 1 roll.
It was a natural 1. Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Can't deny
Okay,
that.
so
I have a.
do you have a special hero point?
Yeah, I have a special hero point 1, so I use that one too.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let you burn it to negate the natural 1 because I'm feeling like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of sucks that you.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Exactly. It was
That
nice.
kinda
Yes,
sucks.
like I hear. It was nice knowing me. Yeah.
Fuck those dice. I would get some new dice. All right.
They've rolled fairly well today. Only one.
When it was critical, though.
Yeah, exactly. The only time
they were waiting for the
It was
perfect
all
moment.
keys.
Yeah.
Set you up and let you down.
Exactly. Dice, baby.
Yeah, dice jail for that.
All right, so yeah, we'll sort of retcon that. You do sort of reach in and grab Goldie, and you attempt to try to pull her now.
I'll probably not succeed with that, but at least I grabbed her. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Roll a strength check.
Okay, a strength check.
Yeah, we'll see if you can pull her out of there.
That's 20.
Okay, there we go. That's more like
Great adrenaline right there.
These
Yeah,
freaking
Send
dice.
Goldie down the hallway.
Same dice.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Yeah. Okay, so you definitely are able to grab her and pull her back. Osric, you probably get step back as Goldie is pulled out of there. Vamrid, what are you doing while all this is happening?
Taking notes. This is going to make a really cool story. Also looking down the hallway, making sure nothing sneaks up on us.
It was the pants that made her. She had to adjust the pants in the last second there.
Oh my
I thought that was
God.
the whipping noise that you heard down the hallway.
That might be. Yeah.
Jumping
That's
trap.
hilarious.
My pants running away.
Yeah. All right. So at least your pants are on for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, we're gonna drop out of initiative. What do you guys want to do here?
Oh boy. Well, I would say we want to get towards the entrance, away from the.
I want to check Goldie and see if she's alive
Well, yeah.
or anything I can do.
You guys might remember that I haven't taken a healing potion yet either, so you might assume I have one in my bag.
Look for that healing potion and give it to her, if I can.
Quick question,
Okay.
Dave. Are you playing by the must get them back to 0 before?
Mhm.
All right. In that
I also
case,
have bandages.
I have first aid spell as a 0 level.
So does that influence what you're gonna do, Osric?
Clement, can you do something for?
So usually I would say that Jose said he was going to do this, so it happened.
Okay.
But just for future reference. But yeah, you're like, hey, well, wait a minute, I can help. So Clement, you're gonna head over there to where Goldie is.
And first aid, I mean, is basically effective a magical version of bandage. So
Torbin, you
Okay,
find yourself
Torbin.
in the dark, in a strange room in the dark. Torbin,
He's a dwarf. You can see the door right now.
it'll take
Yeah,
a
I
minute
got-
for him. It'll take a minute for your eyes to adjust.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere.
Stay still.
Do not
Stay away
move.
from the mold.
Do not move.
Grab
All
all
right.
the cool stuff.
So Rob, go ahead and roll for your first aid. I mean, the other thing you guys could do, I don't know, just use the bandage to heal 2 hit points. That's kind of what I.
got the 2
Nice.
points from the first aid.
Okay, all right, so it doesn't matter. You, Goldie, you're at 0 hit points. You're still she's unconscious, but there's a heartbeat. Rona, as you have your kind of hand on Goldie's chest, you can feel that there's a very shallow breath and a slight heartbeat.
Okay.
And crazy pecs.
Great.
Yeah.
Osric's gonna desperately search through her bag for the potion and feed it to her if I find it.
Yeah, you would definitely find it. Go ahead and roll the healing. That's a D6 healing.
D6.
That is a 4.
All right. How's Erik?
Not bad.
You okay?
Goldie, I'm so sorry. You're okay. You're alive. I look up. Not today, stern lady.
Not today. Goldie, with your eyes opening, you see some of your companions above you, standing there looking down on you, maybe having seen a light at the end of the tunnel, but turned back, at least for the moment. And I think, my friends, this is a great time for us to take a quick break. So we are going to do so. So we're gonna jump back into the action here, my friends. You find yourselves in complete silence in the dark caverns beneath what you learn to be a false tomb, a chamber, a central chamber surrounded by corridors that led to variously colored lanterns. You discovered that by manipulating the position of this stone sarcophagus, you could unlock or access different parts of this sublevel. You found yourself in a strange place that includes a strange gallery of sorts that depicts various figures of Wind Dukes in some level of deference. You encountered statues of 6 Wind Dukes, their hands cupped, magical wind emanating from their hands as if they held some sort of items within them. You found a crushed body with a variety of items that themselves were crushed by the impact of a trap, a large stone block that fell upon them. However, there were a couple of trinkets that were that remained unbroken that you collected, among other things. You now, as we'll jump back to the map screen here, you find yourselves standing in this corridor. Torbin in complete darkness as his friends. Torbin, I imagine, do you have a torch that you would light at this point, do you think?
Yeah, he has torches in his pack.
Okay.
So he would, after they leave for a minute or two, he'd probably be like, "Oh, I need to light my own torch here."
Yeah, let's get you a torch. And you see around you, as I mentioned, this space with a variety of implements, stone carving implements, sculpting implements. There is indeed even a half, or not half, but an unfinished stone statue to the north. Large boulders that sit as possibly rot. Well, one of them you threw in here in the middle of this patch of mold as a stepping stone, as it were. Parchments that have mostly been destroyed, turned to dust, as this clay jar that they were held in was smashed during the battle with this strange earth elemental creature. But you look around, you see these tables with different implements of grinding stone and other implements of measurement and whatnot. And then down in the corner, as we mentioned before, is this egg is no longer there, but there is this rather robust looking red metal pedestal. And I guess, what would you guys like to do at this point?
All right. Clement, can you get Torbin out of there?
Yes, I do believe I can. And he walks up and goes out to Clement and turns his back to him. He's like, "Come on, let's go for a ride."
All right. We should check this room out first, though, right? I mean, there might be something valuable in here.
Yes, Clement can take all the things out afterwards.
All right.
You're more important for now.
All right. Yeah. So he'll hitch a ride out.
Okay.
Piggyback. Don't,
All right,
don't
so
tell
you-
anybody about this.
You are brought out of the space.
He's a
Clement with
proud
you.
dwarf.
When I see that, I start playing the tuba.
Oh, we don't need accompaniment. You never saw this.
Oh, but we heard it.
But there's gonna be a song about it.
Goldie's rubbing the mushrooms out of her eyes. See what?
Never mind. You didn't. There, nothing happened.
Something happened.
Yeah, you ran into some of that mold. Well, anybody find any gold? No.
Well, we don't know what's in the rest of the room, so we'll need to get all the items out of there, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, I saw a lot of tools. Dave, did those tables that the stuff was on, were those like, did those have like drawers or anything? Or are they just flat surfaces?
No, they were just flat tables, stone, made of stone, had intricate
okay.
carvings on them.
After I get Torbin out of the room and away from the mold,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back in and I'll just start bringing stuff out. Anything that's easily carryable, I'll throw in satchels, bags, and just, put everything I can in bags or whatever containers we have and bring it all out. We don't need to be looking at it down here.
You gotta get your 10,000 steps in. Good man.
Okay. All right, great. So yeah, you spend some time rummaging through. Most of the items in here are old implements of stone work. So some tools that look to be, maybe of high quality, but certainly nothing too notable about them.
They might be worth something to
They
somebody.
they could be worth something to somebody. So yeah, you can grab some of those tools. I think Osric already has a small wooden box with some chisels in it that looked to be of high quality.
Yep.
But there's there's this grinding stone which would be fairly large to carry, maybe pretty cumbersome. But there's some tools in here that you could maybe grab. There's also what appears to be a small wooden box that you crack open, and there are what appear to be some potions inside. 3 potions to be exact. I'm gonna place you back in this room, and I would like you to actually tell me what you're looking at and what you're doing, because I do think it's important for you to look at things down here before you leave.
We should investigate that statue. Kind of see what's up with that thing.
The only problem with investigating statues is the tendency for statues to something going wrong when investigating
They
statues.
investigate back.
I mean, you don't have to look at anything. If you want to just grab stuff, there is one parchment that appears to be intact. The rest of them have just turned to dust during the combat.
Yeah, I mean, any parchment that can be saved will go into the little backpack thing.
Okay, so you grab a what appears to be some sort of a scroll.
Yeah.
Which would probably pique your wizard's interest. You look at the metal pedestal. Give me an intelligence check.
All right. Ooh, that is 14. I'm not sure. Is that prime or non-prime?
It's none. You look at it. It looks shiny. It appears to be made of some sort of metal. I don't know how familiar Clement would be with metallurgy or working of metal, but this appears to be extremely ornate and probably very valuable. It also looks like it is extremely heavy.
Extremely. All right. Like I can't even lift the thing.
Well, let's see. What's your?
Actually, wait. Do I want to? Last time I tried to lift something, that didn't go well for me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you went up to it and you like kind of, depending on what you want to do, but yeah, well, tell me what you want to do. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth.
So how big is this thing?
I mean, it's sizable. It stands about chest height.
Oh no, I'm not even going to attempt to lift this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a closer look. See if there's anything particularly interesting, any etchings or
Okay.
writing.
Yeah. You look it over and it looks to be mainly decorative in nature. But again, a strange metal that you've not seen before. Again, you may or may not be that familiar with metals, but it's something that you haven't seen before. It is significant, but it appears to be just decorative in nature in terms of the carvings upon it, and the way that, not carvings, but the way that it is fashioned and forged. You look around a little bit more, and on one of the tables there is a small replica. What appears to be a small replica about the size of a loaf of bread.
Does it look to be made of the same material or same metal?
Well, it's a replica of the egg, and it is made of stone, and it has the runic symbol upon its surface, the triangle with the hash marks on it.
Okay. Going to gently try to lift it.
It's much easier to lift than the real thing. Much easier to lift than the real thing. It's basically a rock. It's like a stone. It's a rock, but it's carved to resemble what you saw before you were attacked. Osric, go ahead.
Okay.
I'd like to try something. Osric really wants to get eyes on what's going on in that room. So knowing what I know now, I'm going to try something. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I'm going to cast the same thing that I cast before, prestidigitation cold effect on my staff. And I'm going to walk up and see if I put my staff on like the square in front of me, if the mold retreats enough for me to make my way slowly into the room.
How much space does prestidigitation affect? Like, is it a...
It doesn't say.
Okay. That's fine.
Just says you can
I would
create
say, for the purposes of this particular situation, I would say that you're able to sort of use that strategy to clear a path, but it quickly closes in behind you.
Sure. I turn back and look at Goldie sternly, say, "Stay here."
You're able to make your way in and get out of the
mold.
Get out of the mold. Yeah.
All right, and that should stay on my staff for an hour, I believe.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna look at the stuff that's in here.
Okay. In particular, what would you like to look at?
What's that green thing next to me?
It looks like a bucket of some sort of fluid. Do you want to drink it? Do you want to drink it?
No, I'll take a whiff though, from a distance.
Taste it.
The best way to understand it is to taste it.
Yeah, just.
Well, my official taster is not in the room with me, so.
You need me for something there?
No, you stay where you are.
You crouch down next to this bucket. The bucket itself is made of wood, and it looks very old. It looks like it is ready to sort of splinter and fall apart. And as you look down, you can see it's just like a green residue in the bottom of the bucket.
Residue of some kind.
It doesn't give off a smell.
Okay, no smell. Is it still liquid or is it dried?
It's mostly dried. Yeah, it's like a crusty green, almost like I would say mold, but we've already used mold too much in this scenario, so it's more of like a chalky sort of substance.
Okay. All right.
Like a jelly.
Do you want to stick your hand in the bucket?
No, I'd love not to do that. Stick.
It's definitely not a mimic. It's not a mimic. Don't worry.
It's a healing ointment.
Yeah.
It's a salve.
No, I will remind you that Clement did find a case of 3 potions.
I'll check that out. What can I tell what those are?
Yeah, they appear to be potions of healing.
Ooh, okay, that's good. Good find, Clement. Ask him what else he's found before I got in the room.
I show him the parchment.
What's this? What's the parchment?
It seems to have some magical script on it. Not my forte.
Can I tell what it is?
Do you unfurl the parchment to take a look at it?
I'm gonna detect magic first, and if it detects as magical, then I'm gonna do that somewhere else safer. When I have full hit points.
Here's a question, a philosophical question. Is a scroll that has a magic spell scripted on it actually magic, or is it just a scroll that has a spell scripted on it?
I've always thought it would be, but it's up to you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Totally magic.
It's magic.
So it's magic.
It stores the energy of the spells.
Technically a magical item.
That's true. I like that. Yep.
Unanimous.
Yep, it is unanimous. The people have spoken. Yeah, it does emanate some magic for sure.
Then I hold it up to Clement. It's arcane, I take it, and can I tell the potency of it?
Do you have like identify or
the potency should detect magic should give me the rough, moderate, light, overwhelming. You know, it's basically lingering, faint, moderate, strong, or overwhelming is the what I can detect. The strength.
Okay, I would say moderate.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I look at Clement and do you mind? And I sort of point at my bag.
Not at all. Take it.
Anything else detecting as magic in this room?
Let's see.
Potions, scroll.
No.
Okay.
Not the slime. Underwhelming.
No, it's not. It's not magical, unfortunately.
Does Clement tell Osric about the little egg thing, or no?
Yeah. I'm not hiding. Not looking to hide anything.
A look at that thing. Can I discern anything by looking at it?
Yeah, maybe. Let's do an intelligence check on this one.
Love it.
Yeah, let's do an intelligence check. It's too bad you don't have your bard in there.
No, but it's okay because I got a 20 on the die.
20 on the die. Okay.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you never saw the actual creature before. Actually, you never even saw the creature that they were fighting. You just see a pile of sand in the room, which is interesting. Okay. Well, with a natural 20, I mean that's a success. So I would say that you would learn a few things about this. Perhaps with how much did you know about the Wind Dukes when we had those checks? Did you have a high check on those, or was it sort of?
I think I just knew about them, like I've heard of them. Okay.
All right. Well, this is what I'll give you for this because of that previous check and this check. You get the sense that with the context that Clement gives you about this resembles the thing that fought us. It was some sort of elemental in nature, this earth elemental. You get the sense that this somehow ties back to the battle that was waged between the Wind Dukes and the agents of chaos, the agents of Miska, the wolf spider. And that this may have been based on this strange symbol that is etched upon the surface. Again, this equilateral triangle with the hash marks on each of the arms of the triangle.
Sure.
That this maybe was one of the minions of Miska.
Do I think that this egg thing was some sort of controlling or summoning device?
It's not emanating any magic.
Yeah. Huh. But that thing had the same appearance as this.
That's what Clement would tell you. Is like this. Even the glyph on it was the same as what I saw before it turned into a monster.
All right, that seems very significant. I tell Clement. I think I've told him this before, but I will reiterate. So we are tasked with bringing back proof to Kellic about what's in here, and depending on how good of a proof we can bring him, well, we'll get paid. I think this is very significant. Good find.
Glad to be of service.
You, of course, will get your cut as well. I'm going to look at anything else he hasn't looked at. The table with that.
Yeah, the
Okay.
tables have been pretty well looked over. Again, they contain like a stone grinding wheel and some other stone work implements. And then, right behind you is a half-finished statue that appears to be some sort of maybe Wind Duke warrior. It looks like maybe they were in progress with it. There's still like stone chips around the base of this thing.
I'll take a chip as a souvenir, maybe as evidence.
Yeah, you look at the statue as you sort of crouch down and grab some of the stone waste at the base of this thing, and you look back up at it. It definitely resembles the creatures that you've seen depicted in other parts of this tomb. You also take note of this. It's holding a strange staff-like rod in its hands. But other than that, there's not much else to it. It seems as though it was a work in progress.
The rod, does it have anything unusual, like inscriptions on it or anything like that?
It doesn't have any inscriptions on it. As you look at it, it appears to be a petrified piece of wood. And strangely, you notice that it has 6 grooves in it along the shaft at various intervals. Equal intervals, as it were.
Can I tell anything about it from that?
It's too bad you don't have your bard in here. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Dang it. Some legend lore. I'm going to go retrieve my bard if this doesn't work. Let's see. I got a...
Where's my bard?
Where's my bard? That's a 13.
Bread.
plus the intelligence.
And your level.
And my level. That's a 16. 18.
18?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you can see quite plainly that the rod is removable from the statue.
Oh. That is... And it's not detecting as magical, though.
Correct.
The noise Osric makes just echoes around the whole chamber. Oh.
It's
What is it? Is it the statue?
Can I ferry my party into here like one step at one square at a time, basically?
Probably not, but Clement could probably carry them.
Okay.
As your Sherpa, your
We
clerical
might-
Sherpa.
We might, Clement, would you be willing? We might need Vamrid's eyes on this.
We are all in the employ of the magic user.
Pretty much.
Sure. Yes. Anything I can do to help.
Much appreciated.
All right, so Vamrid is carried into the room.
I leave the tuba outside of the room.
Smart, very smart.
No need to carry that also, unless I definitely need it. Then bring it, but probably not.
We can make our own music, Vamrid.
Done.
I love the relationship that's being
Budding.
expressed between these two.
Budding
It's
is
great.
the word.
A
you're looking
budding
for.
relationship. The
Carry
buddies.
it like
Yeah.
a princess. You carry like.
Mhm.
Yes, like an oiled princess. Shit.
Over the threshold.
Oh, the threshold.
It's so sexy. All right, Vamrid, you're in the room. What do you want to do?
I point to the staff, or I point to
Oh.
whatever that thing is,
I bet you
Oh,
do.
this looks like Bardic shit.
and that's why I had Clement carry you over the threshold.
Let me hit this with some Bardic legend lore.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on, die.
You got a special
Yes.
you got a special hero point on you or no?
No,
All right.
but that is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Oh wow.
So dirty.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So you've been sort of tracking a little bit about what's going on in here. You've got the benefit of your intelligence, your ability to recall stories, tales, things you've read, things you've heard, lore from strange stories that most people have forgotten. You also had some pretty significant roles to identify some of the history of other chambers in here, including the Wind Dukes of Aaqa, these creatures being considered or referred to as Vati, some of the lore related to this battle between law and order and the minions of chaos, embodied by this prince of demons named Miska, the wolf spider. You take a look at this petrified rod, and it is about 8 feet in length, give or take. And it has indeed these 6 grooves in it, suggesting that there are 7 parts to this rod. And you think for a minute about the significance of this. It doesn't have any carvings on it that might tell you a story, but the rod itself begins to jog your memory, and you think of this battle between Miska and the Wind Dukes, this chaos versus order, how there was this rod that was used, a rod, you've heard it referred to as the rod of law, or maybe in other contexts, the rod of 7 parts. And you remember that this rod was broken during this conflict between order and chaos, and the 7 fragments were scattered across the world. Some perhaps in this realm in which you inhabit, but of course this is just lore. These are just stories. This wasn't real, or maybe it was. But you remember that each piece of the rod had its own powers, and that the more that of the pieces of the rod that could be reassembled would gain more and more powers, and they would amplify each other, and that it would reveal some great synergistic effect.
As I tell the party this, I am subconsciously massaging Clement's shoulder. Just not even thinking about it, but I'm just sprouting this out. And I'm just... So this is basically a representation of the rod of law.
Yes.
That we need, if we find the actual rod of law, it's very powerful. But
Correct.
Its pieces are everywhere.
Holy.
But we could probably, if this comes off, we could probably take it as, so we'll know what we're looking for. Because it's not like etched, but it has design, I assume. I mean, not necessarily.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this would count as good evidence for Kellic. However,
or do we just keep this to ourselves?
I don't know if we can do anything.
It's like a map.
Map, you say?
Like a map to find this exact staff to pieces.
I turn to Clement. I say, Clement, would you be a dear? Could you get Rona?
Yes, but Vanrit, a little to the left with your right hand.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
So, when you're done.
That's much better. I've been trying to get that kink out for months.
I bet you have. All right, so you, Clement, you Sherpa Rona into the room, and Rona is now in the room with you.
Rona, could you take a look at this? See if this rod has any traps associated with it.
Okay.
Well, I thought you wanted to talk to me about something while he left. He's like, what's up?
That was good massage technique. Where'd you learn that?
Okay.
Rona, go ahead and give me a find traps, which is intelligence check for you.
That is +3, so 18.
Okay, that's a success. You look at it, and it indeed appears as though it is removable from the statue, which is a nice feature that was built in by the artist. And it does not appear that there is a trap, to the best of your knowledge.
Okay, it looks clear.
Good. right. We're okay, Goldie. We're fine.
Goldie's gonna
Don't do it.
toot on the tuba in response. Torbin, listen to this.
That's pretty good. Can you do
Yeah.
more?
I mean, yeah, I think
Wait.
so. It's better than my broken lute, right? Sounds better than that.
Vamrid. Why is the Vandersloot crying out in pain?
Somebody touched the tuba without asking.
I want to try it. Come on. It's my turn.
We're like Merry and Pippin out in the hallway. No, you, no, you.
So what are you guys gonna do with the staff?
Take it.
Sure, yeah, I would love to take it as evidence.
Go whack who's ever torturing the tuba.
Okay. You who's gonna pull it out of the statue's grip?
Oh.
Pull it out.
I haven't
Vamrid?
seen this film
All right.
before.
Vamrid reaches forth and grabs the rod.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that. You extract the rod from the statue's grip, and you have it in your hands, and it feels extremely well balanced. You can, for a stone, it's petrified wood, so it's essentially a stone staff, but it is well balanced, and it appears as though it could serve as a formidable weapon. This is what you might consider a masterwork staff. So it's +1, but it's not magical.
Oh boy.
Can I use it like a toy horse and whoop it around the room? Nay.
You could.
He wants to twin his legs.
I see him doing that. I look. Osric looks at his regular wooden staff and looks at Vamrid riding it around like a horsey. We'll talk about this when we get back to the fort. Anything else in this room?
Oh, God.
What's that table down below to the south? On the right there, it's got stuff on it.
Give me a wisdom check, Osric.
Check. It's a 13 on the die plus.
Is that an abacus?
Am I adding my level?
Yeah, always add your level. Unless it's a
that-
class ability of a different class, which is interesting to keep track of. But yeah,
Yeah, so that's 17 total.
17 total on a wisdom. Let me just look at this non-prime. Okay, yeah, you look and there's what appears to be a strange ocular device, a set of maybe glasses or goggles of some kind.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Put those up to my eyeballs.
You can see in great detail, almost as if magnification.
Interesting.
Mhm.
They don't detect as magical though.
They do not.
Just really cool. All right.
And that's about it. The rest of thank you, Doc Shoulder. Really appreciate you very much. If you want to donate a special hero point to somebody, please do. Thank you for the support, my friend. Doc will be joining us in July with a character. Very excited to see how that goes. All right, so
I think we should probably get back to the fort.
you're going to leave this room. You've pretty much looked over everything you can. You've taken the replica of the egg that bears the rune. You've taken this masterwork staff, this rod, out of the hands of this unfinished statue. You've revealed some of the lore behind it through the memory and deft legend lore skills of your bard. And you've been sherping important individuals of your team via your Heronian cleric. You've got quite a crew here, and now you intend to depart. Is that the plan?
I think.
Do we need
I think
another
so.
statue finger? Goldie, are you collecting these?
And Doc wants to give me
I
a
w-
point.
Wasn't,
Yes.
but that's a great idea. Stack them up on my shelf back in place.
Now, Rona, you heard something in the hallway. What did you hear exactly?
I heard. Oh dear. No, I heard fabric and someone was talking
Fabric?
around. Yeah, like cloth.
That's not good.
Yeah,
Oh.
Rona is not going to say what she thinks, but that's another. Yeah.
All right. Well, I
Check my
mean,
pants again. Yeah.
there's possibly something out there keeping an eye on us. Rona heard
Yep.
something. We should probably make our way to the Gavort Fort. The Gavort Fort.
Yeah.
Okay. So, without taking any detours, I imagine you're going to make your way back to this, the chamber and the device that allows you to ascend to the main false tomb, as it were. Making your way back up one by one. You.
I'm also dragging the armor that was on that dude we pulled out from under the rock.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That I shook
Absolutely.
out the stuff.
The shiny silver chainmail that needs a thorough cleaning because it is,
meat grinder.
yeah, it
I
does
got
have
it.
some meat crumbles embedded in it at the moment. You have the remains of these the 3 intact statues that you recovered from that same individual. You have a strange polished twig, as it were, and you are going to make your way back. So I think we'll just sort of not worry about going through this particular dungeon step by step, but we will say that you have indeed made it back to the Gavort Fort. It takes you some time to traverse the chambers, etc. But you finally descend the scree slope through this canyon. The sun has already dropped below one of the mountain peaks as you find, you're out here in the Cairn Hills, and it sort of descends, and the shadows are growing long. You can see that night is upon you, but you're not far from the Gavort Fort, and you scramble down the scree slope. Some of you in various states of near death, but you help each other as a team, and you find yourself making your way back to the Gavort Fort. And so we find ourselves there as you unload things and maybe doff some of your armor and begin to perhaps attend to some of the wounds that you have. I'll leave it to you to decide what you want to do next.
We should rest up and see back town, maybe. What do we think? If Kellic is back in town, we have plenty of evidence, I believe, to get paid.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Did we ever hear how long he was going to be away for?
Yes, a fortnight. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
It's not quite been that yet, but there's better drinks back home. This wine is good, but it's almost gone.
Clement, could you first aid me? I fell down go boom in the hallway with the mold.
You need us to leave the room.
No. Please stay.
Okay. That's weird.
We can
Awkward
do
pause.
bandages, but that's about it.
Oh, first aid, right? Isn't that a thing? For wound 2 or no?
It's a spell that
I got it. Yeah, but
Cleric doesn't have the ability to cast right now.
Oh, never mind.
But there are bandages potentially that could be used. I imagine you would use bandages if you were that injured.
Yeah, who's
I mean,
almost-
you've got at least one individual that's down to 1 hit point.
my bandages are. We need to go back to town to replenish bandages because I'm out of bandages. I'm out of water. I'm out of most of my supplies.
But the fort is not very well equipped yet.
Yeah, we haven't stocked it quite yet.
No, we haven't spent enough hours making it nice either. So it's going to be a little back and forth, I think.
There is a well. There's a well that does,
Okay.
and there's also a latrine that's stuffed with dead goblins.
So saving them for later, I say.
Is that a euphemism?
No.
Probably.
It's like dropping the kids off at the pool, except goblins
Mhm.
down the
Yeah,
latrine.
they'll decompose eventually. I'm pretty sure.
It's true. Or get scavenged by something. But yes, we need to resupply at some point. So maybe we should rest the night here, and then in the morning make our way back to town. Sound like a plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Smart.
That's what we'll do. Do I know how many more nights Kellic is scheduled to be gone?
It's been let's see, it's been 3 nights since you saw him last. So
He'll be gone for a while.
for a while, yep.
All right. Well, at the very least, we'll rest tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, with a rest here at the Gavort Fort, you guys would be able to regain a hit point because we're calling this a safe place, although it may not be quite comfortable. You've just doubled your hit points.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I doubled
yeah.
them. See,
Yeah.
I didn't need more than one.
Plus your con. If you have a con bonus, it's 1 plus your con bonus.
No, okay, yes. So I get 3 points now. So I
There you
tripled
go.
my hit
Yeah.
points in my defense.
I'm in double
Yeah.
digits.
Back forward.
So here's what we'll do. We're nearing the end of tonight's session. We're also nearing the end of a couple of our players' participation in this story for now. So what I'd like to do is we'll kind of move forward in the next day as you enter into Diamond Lake, having returned with various packs carrying things that you've found. Perhaps some of which maybe you stashed somewhere, others maybe you have on you. That's sort of irrelevant for now, but kind of get it. I'd like to go around the circle here and sort of like get a feel for what your character intends to do, having arrived back in Diamond Lake. And I'd like to start with Clement.
Clement is going to start researching methods of mass-producing healing potions because I'm going to hang out with this lot. I'm going to need to come armed for bear.
So you return to, I imagine you take your leave from the group and head back to the temple. Is that what you're planning to do?
I give everybody warm regards. Do a little jam session with Vamred because
I bet.
And
Yeah.
It
Very tender.
It certainly has been illuminating, and I look forward to adventuring with you again when hopefully we're all in a little better shape.
Okay, so Clement, you return to the protective walls of the garrison, where within there is a sizable and beautiful temple to Hieronius. You find Velius, chilled Ramoon, and he asks you for a report on what happened, specifically asking you questions about the Whispering Cairn and what you found.
I ask him for a glass of wine first.
Of course, he hands you a glass as you enter the chamber.
Visible exhale that can probably be heard all the way back to the fort. He basically does his little debriefing of all the things he found, and the close calls, and the thank you for the potions. We need more, many more.
Well, I will have to instruct you in their fabrication. It is not difficult, but it requires components that we may have to ask the rangers to help us procure. But yes, I think it can be arranged to manufacture more of these. If your friends have indeed found what you say, this could be quite important, not just for those who intend to earn coin and treasure and fame, but possibly for the peoples of this town as well.
I found that they're an interesting group. They've not only found interesting articles to bring back from the cairn, but they also find interesting ways to hurt themselves.
Well, it is quite easy to hurt yourself in these hills. With no doubt, many an adventurer have gone missing, disappeared, or died. I'm actually quite surprised that you returned at
We
all.
almost disappeared and almost died, but
Who's that now? What? Oh, Rona. I see
Yeah,
you
Herodias brought me here.
snuck in here. Well, by Heronius's grace, I should probably pour you a glass of wine as well. And he goes over to the cabinet and pulls out a bottle of wine and pulls the cork and pours a small glass of wine and sets it down in front of you. Sit. I have many stories to tell you about the adventures of Heronius and the influence they've had upon the realm. Sit for a while with me, and I shall teach you.
Knowing Velius' storytelling style, Clement makes sure that the bottle of wine is either closer or that he appropriately sips his drink to make sure he gets through it.
Yeah, and at some point, I'm sure Velius would get up to uncork a second bottle because he does like to spin a yarn, as it were. Let's jump to Rona. Rona, as we'll kind of like go back a little bit, but you end up with Velius and Clement in this scene. But before that, as you sort of like take your leave of the party, how does that what would you like to say, or is there anything you'd like to do, or do you just kind of disappear?
The wisdom and strength of Heronius. That's her new goal. And she thanks them so much for all they've done, kept her alive and kept her spirits going and all that. She will be back.
Does anybody have anything to say to Rona before Rona leaves?
Well, you know where to find us. I mean, we'll be at the inn or up at the Gavort Fort, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Small
Looking
town.
for you.
You were a very valuable companion. We'll
I
all
soaked
have to
up
get
damage.
tattoos.
So, yep.
We'll have to get matching tattoos soon.
Yes.
And Rona, you can always come back and stay in our room. Like it's always open for you here at the inn.
Yep.
I won't mess up your bed too much.
Room. You mean the barn, right?
We call it a room. Okay,
Yes,
we're civilized.
yeah. We sleep
Yeah,
behind the desk.
understood.
Yep.
Understood.
Rona,
Okay.
you've been invaluable.
Thank
Thank you for your companionship, and I will make sure that you get your cut when we see Kellic. Hopefully,
All right.
hopefully this won't be. This is just a farewell for now.
Yep. Temporary.
Rona takes one last look at the rest of you and heads off in the direction of the garrison, and we know where they end up. They end up in the chambers, listening to Velius spin a few yarns and drinking wine. Much deserved. Let's go next to Goldie.
I think we're all at the come on in, having a drink. And when I say we're all, I'm waiting for sure for Osric and Torbin and Vamrid to be there as well. And I think you'll be surprised when you see her because it looks like she works here again. She goes back behind the counter and grabs us some drinks, and nobody says anything there, which is weird. And she brings them out. She sets them down. You guys,
Goldie.
I can't be your bodyguard anymore. I almost died. You saved me, Osric.
No,
I need to
Goldie.
do some more training first before I can be effective.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that because I was going to say something similar.
Wait, what?
It was my
You were
fault.
going to tell me not to come with?
No, I was going to tell you that it's my fault that you almost died, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself if you died. The best I could do is in the future maybe bring you back as a zombie or something, and that's just not as funny as you are.
That might be cool.
Well, we'll talk, but
Well,
it's not something I want to see though happen. That's only last resort if I need assistance very, very badly. But I don't want you to die. I don't want you to die, Goldie. And I think maybe you need to train some more, and maybe I do as well. We'll make a better team.
well, listen. And she pulls out the last bandage she has in her bag that's got an O written on it, and she slides it over to Torbin. And she says,
What's this?
"You're his bodyguard now.
Oh,
You don't
shit.
let anything happen to him.
Damn it.
If something
No,
does
okay,
happen
yeah,
to
I
him,
got it.
I'll know it.
I'm
Okay?
just kidding. Oh, yeah, we'll keep an eye on each other.
Thank you,
All right.
Goldie.
You know where I'll be if you need me.
We do, and we'll
I
be back.
clearly working here again.
As you say that, Goldie, as you say that, you hear the familiar voice of Beatrice, the proprietor, the proprietress of this place. She yells, "Goldie, orders up! For Christ's sakes, get back to work!"
Oh, fuck
She's
you
been
guys. It's been 5 minutes I've been back. Hey. Be safe, you guys. Like I said, come back here for some sweet food.
Yeah.
Take some medicine before you eat it, though. I gotta go. And then I get up and I go and I just glance my finger along the tuba on my way past.
Nice.
So as Goldie returns to sling ales and bowls of porridge and stew to the patrons, we see Osric, Torbin, and Vamrid sitting at a table drinking a mug of ale. It's passable. It's not great. It's the come on in, but it's,
Ale.
yeah, it's ale.
It's the
It's got a
house
little
brew.
bite to it. It's got enough bite to it to feel like it's real.
It tastes like home.
Yeah.
I may
Yeah.
or may not have spit in one of them.
But which one?
You'll never know.
No.
You'll never know. The three of you sit there. Is there anything you want to discuss as we sort of wind down the session? Go ahead, Vamrin.
We're gonna need some more people to help us clean up the goblin shit. I think
Yeah. If we-
because our
if
work
we-
just got exponentially more.
If we want to
If we're-
keep sleeping there, I think that's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea. I mean,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if we're gonna want to get this under our names, it's gonna have to be cleaned up a little bit.
I think yes, but I don't know if we should use those exact words for a want ad. Maybe we'll come
No,
up
no,
with
no,
more
no,
creative.
no.
Adventurers wanted.
That's just part of the extra work as assigned.
There you go. Ah, good. I like this. I write it down.
You got to review the position description. Always review the details of your position description.
Yes.
Write
Yeah.
that
I'm
down
good with paperwork. I start writing stuff up.
with plans to go to the broadsheet office tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I say, I think the stuff we've gathered is pretty good evidence, although I think I can maybe sell some of this. Spend some time looking about, asking some of the different merchants and try to get the best price for us. Learning spells is expensive. I'm sure you have your own expenses. So that's what I'll be doing after we're done with this home drink.
Okay.
well, I'll be hanging out here. I don't really have anywhere to go. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I mean, I might go.
Did you ever
do
get?
something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you ever get that head properly cleaned? Big wolf head, right?
We had a wolf head.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember that.
You were telling stories about slaying.
you went to jail overnight for that.
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh,
You
it's
got
been
into
so
a fight
long.
about that. And ended up in jail.
I think I forgot it in the word for it actually.
Oh no! We'll have to go get it.
I'll have to
tomorrow.
go back and get it.
Maybe if we make some coin, you can have that properly made
It
into a
was
big
so
cloak.
big, it was too heavy to carry around.
There you go.
Almost
That's
pulled something.
That's my Torbin. Nice.
All right. So as you guys close down the night, Torbin maybe stumbling out of the come on in, headed back towards the hovel that you and your father live in. Maybe not. Osric, I imagine you might head back to
Head back to the
your
church.
your chambers or chamber, I should say. Your pallet. Let's be honest, it's a pallet in a large bunk area.
I call it my chambers.
You do call it your chambers. Yeah. Obviously.
Check in with your Ursinia and let her know what
Sure.
I've been doing.
Yep. And Vamrid, as you head out, where do you go after the
Well,
closing down the
I
bar?
would probably play a little bit at the come on in if I could with the tuba. And I
Yeah.
remind my partners, remember, when we talk about where we're exploring, risky biscuits. Remember, risky biscuits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would play a little bit at the place. Why not?
Absolutely. Unrequested and but with so much passion and gusto. As you guys are walking out, you look back and you see Vamrid, maybe slightly intoxicated, taking the stage at the come on in, and Goldie, you know what's about to happen, and he just begins to wail on the tuba, and then we'll kind of close out the scene here with Vamrid going into a ballad about whatever it might be, the travails and the trials and tribulations of your adventures with Risky Biscuits.
The time Torbin was getting a ride on a man.
Very specific. Osric, as you are walking back to your chambers, at the opulent pallet that lays upon the floor in the house of Weejas, you notice, even in your partially buzzed state, that there is somebody following you in the darkness.
Luckily, I've got all my spells memorized. Is it Goldie?
You stop and turn to look back, and you see an individual just standing there. They stopped. When you stop, they stop, as if they are in tandem with you, and they are looking in your direction. It's dark, but there's enough moonlight where you can make out the silhouette of this individual, and you look towards them.
That's not Goldie.
And that's when you feel the sharp point of a blade pressed against your side. And my friends, that is where we're going to end tonight's session. And we will pick up with this story in the not too distant future with some new faces and new friends. My friends, we have come to the end of the first chapter, as it were. Actually, this is the second chapter because we had a first chapter back in January. We have come to the end, my friends. We've come to the end. We'll fix it in post. My friends, we've come to the end of the second chapter of our Age of Worms, Shadows of Greyhawk campaign. I am so thrilled. You guys, thank you so much for being part of this. I love you guys so much, and that was just a fantastic way to end this.
They waited until my bodyguard was no longer with
They knew. They were at the come on in. They saw the transfer, and they're like, that Torbin, now's the time.
Yeah.
It's possible that someone overheard your conversation. It's possible. There's a lot of different possibilities. You've also, you've possibly made a few rivals in town when you were carousing recently.
Some bitch, Irv.
Zambroni.
You don't know. You're not there. You don't know. It could be Zambroni. It could be Irv. There's a lot of options. But nevertheless, Osric is in a predicament. So we'll have to see what happens there. But hey, you guys, thank you so much for being part of this game. As we're kicking off the Summer of Siege, we started this with a 3-session mini arc back in January, and we're continuing through the summer, and we're going to have sort of a rotating cast of characters coming in to play with us. So I want to just say thank you to Shelly and Anna and Rob for being part of this arc and playing with us. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you all very much, and hope, like I said, I hope that we can see your characters come back into the story at some point. We'll work that out, but I think there's some opportunity for that to happen. So yeah, really great to have you guys be part of this. Let's go around the virtual table. If you've got some things that you want to plug or tell people where they can find you and connect with you. These are all awesome people. You know this. You've been hanging out with us in the chat, being awesome and helping us and supporting us. But you can find these people and connect with them. These are all real people who love to play games and talk about games and get nerdy. So let's go ahead and start with Jose. Jose, let's go ahead and start with you. Where can people find your stuff? How do they connect with you?
You can go to my website that's on the little sidebar there. I am a writer, illustrator, sculptor, do all that stuff in the TTRPG space. If you're going to Gen Con, you'll see something that I will probably be able to tease in the near future.
You're such a tease.
I know, right? Yeah, that's me. I'll be playing Osric hopefully next time.
I mean, we'll find out, won't we? Thank you so much, Jose. Jose also did the character art for our core crew here. and also did our Shadows of Greyhawk logo, among other things. Super talented, Jose, and I love what you bring to the game. So thank you so much for being here. Let's jump next to Anna B. Meyer. Anna, again, your creativity knows no bounds. I was so excited to hear your interview on the Adventure Slang podcast. And it gave me some, I mean, I've been getting to know you a little bit over the last 2 or 3 years, but it gave me some different insights into like your creative history and things that you've done with your life. And it was really cool. So I'm a huge fan, and I'm so excited that you were part of this, and I get to GM for you, as someone that I really look up to.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. It's such a wonderful time here, and to play with you guys. I love it. I will definitely be back. We can't say exactly when yet, but I will definitely be back. And in the meantime, I'll work on my maps and my rules and heraldry and a bunch of other stuff that you can find over there. So yeah. And
Please.
exactly, I didn't lose my pants. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't lose your pants, and I did my best to kill Rona, and somehow you escaped with 1 hit point, which
Exactly.
just goes to show how great a strategic and fun player that you are. Please go to Anna's Patreon and just take a look at the really interesting things that Anna's doing with the cartography of Greyhawk. Support Anna, because it's just really cool, and it's a resource for everyone. Yes, thank you for reposting it. Thank you so much, Anna. Let's jump next to the Chad, Vamp Wickman, another person I love playing games with. Chad, thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you for running this. I really enjoyed session 4 of 3. Math was never my strong suit, so it makes sense to me.
That's true. I roped you guys into an extra session, and I appreciate that you were all up for it. So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks to all the other players. You guys were great. This was a blast. This was fun. Great role play and everything like that. Thanks, Jose, for the sweet thirst trap. That's impeccable. That's amazing.
So sexy.
Otherwise, every other Wednesday, I'm on Stronghold D&D, playing a Tiefling Cleric, and then I'll be back here in 2 weeks for Arc 2 or whatever of this craziness of Castles and Crusades. I survived for 4 weeks with a bard. I'm great with this tuba, and I'm excited to bring it back, people.
Dude, the bard is kind of a badass in Castles and Crusades. I mean, you've got the legend lore. You've got some good martial abilities. The exalt or inspire thing is really cool. I'm digging the bard. I'm glad that you went with the bard, because it gave me.
Rob's laughing because that was the first character I played on his Friday night game.
I'm also laughing because I kind of have issues with the bard mechanically, but I do like the legend lore. I do like that it's a frontline fighter type thing. Yeah. It's just the one way the inspire thing builds on itself. It just doesn't work for me. But
there's some additional sort of nuance to that needs to be. I agree.
It needs some work. I'm looking at. Well, I'll get to that when it's my turn.
It's not your turn, man. No, just kidding. Anyways, Chad, great. What am I trying to say? I'm very happy that you're part of this, and looking forward to see what you bring to the table for in July. With that, let's jump over to Shelly, Flea Monkey. You know how much I love having you in the games. You always bring such great characters to the table, and Goldie is definitely in the top tier of the characters that you have played in games that I've been a part of. So thank you for doing that. We're gonna miss you. I'm really glad that you were here for the first part of this game. So thanks. Where can people find you, and what do you got going on? What's up? What are you gonna be doing? You mean I don't know, touching grass or what?
I'm touching grass, so I won't.
We'll
be back for a little while, but Goldie needs to do some training. She might develop into something else if you see her again. It's hard to say what's going to happen. But anyway, I am Shelly, also known as Flea Monkey, also known as Hey, it's Flea Monkey. Thank you for letting me play this again. Such a great group. I had so much fun with you guys. And I hope if you kill Osric right away in this next episode or injure him in any way, shape, or form, you're going to get 2 punches in the mouth in a couple weeks. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Real life.
Promises.
if you hit me from this side, then just come back and hit me from this side to sort of like equal
Yeah.
things out, and it's all good, man. It's all
Yeah,
good.
Okay.
Shelly, you always have a seat at the table, always. So when you're ready to come back, we will gladly accept you back into the crew, Goldie or otherwise. Really, really appreciate you very much. All right, let's jump next to AndyG 3D. Andy is going to be sticking around with us for July and continuing to try to get Torbin killed by various insectoid attacks. Andy, I'm so happy that you are part of these Greyhawk games. Andy, you're one of the OGs. Like you're the OG guild superior guy, and I'm glad that you're still playing and hanging out.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll be hanging out here on Tuesdays, playing in July, playing this game. And, other than that, you can find me over on our Discord server where we like to hang out and chat and have good times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on over to the Discord and hang out with us.
Great game, everybody. I really enjoyed these past few sessions for sure.
These characters are awesome. They're really, really cool. So, I appreciate you being part of this. And finally, Rob, it's your turn, Rob. So you can rant and rave. Okay, I'm gonna put a timer on this. You can. Okay, and go.
Yeah. So first of all, Dave, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man.
My birthday. It was a hell of a birthday present, and being able to continue it this week where everything was off the wall bonkers, which is exactly how I like it. So much fun. So yeah, as far as what's going on, after a weekend of gaming, 3 games in 3 days and then 4 games in 5 days, Thursday night, I'm going to probably be working on another custom character class, importing another character class into CNC because I want more for my campaign. I've been testing them out in Friday Night Crusades. So far, we have a Fire Elementals class. We have a specialty priest of Sehanine Moonbow, and I haven't decided which one I'm going to work on. I'm leaning towards either another specialty priest, maybe Palor, or I might look to bring over the Halfling Guardian because it's already made an appearance in the campaign as an NPC, and actually both in Friday Night Crusades as well as my Embers of Empire campaign. As far as Embers of Empire, I'm trying to figure out when the next session is going to be and who the players are going to be because we have lots of characters, but it's been hard to find scheduling with people. With the realization that Virtual Greyhawk Con is in October, and as much as I hate to say it, it's going to be here before we know it, and it's going to be 2 years. It'll be 2 years of the campaign at that point, and
wow.
So I want to try to get some stuff moving in the storyline because so much has happened, but so much more to come.
Well, I will say this, like, if you have an opportunity to play with Rob, please take it because Rob is a great storyteller. He knows the system very well. And I will say this, Rob, I'm so grateful that you have been so willing to share your knowledge as we transitioned from 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons to Castles and Crusades. I mean, I continue to do this, and hopefully it's not over the top. But I keep asking Rob for advice, thoughts, input on decisions that we've made for some of our home house rules, and I just want to say, like, I really, really appreciate you being so willing to share that information because that's not always the case with people. You know what I mean? So thank you for that.
Listen, it's absolutely my pleasure. At some point, I will put. I need to clean up the classes that I've created so far. They're kind of like still works in progress a bit. I'm gonna, put that out there for people to use or not use as they wish. I don't know. It'll probably be just like sharing among the castle keepers. I don't know if I want to actually publish them anywhere or whatever. But I remember. For years, I was like the only CK I knew. I was like, I'm seeing other people running the system regularly is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's just more. more.
Yeah, this I think this Troller Games made a really good decision with promoting this sort of Summer of Siege idea with a bunch of different people who are running Siege engine games, whether that's Amazing Adventures or Castles and Crusades. But really a big shout out to Troller Games for doing that. And yeah, Rob, just very, feel really lucky to be friends with you and have that as a resource. And just, you're a great guy. So thank you. If I don't stop, I'm gonna continue to just gush, which I'm sure Chad would love. But in the meantime, I would like to remind folks that we with what's the word I'm looking for? With the grace of Trollard Games, we do have a giveaway. Right now, I'm looking at there's a really good opportunity that you will win if you enter !drawing. We're going to give away 2 $10 gift codes to the online store. Now, I have been told by a sage of online gift code redemptions that you can use these for digital products, but you can also use them against digital plus physical products. So so please get in there and get yourself set up to win this thing, because I want you to win. I'm really pulling for each and every one of you. All right, so we're going to do that right now, and then stick around because we are going to raid into somebody. I don't know who that's going to be, but let's go ahead and choose a winner here first. You've got another half a second here as I select. The winner is Risky Corn Dog Adventure. Risky Corn Dog. That is fantastic. You are a winner. I will send you the code here after the game, so hang tight, and I will get you that. And then I'm going to go ahead and re-roll. Scottish Jeff. Scottish Jeff is our second winner.
Awesome. Yeah.
So Jeff, a longtime supporter of the channel and player on the channel as well. Jeff, thank you so much for continuing to be a great person in this community. We really appreciate you. So, all right. So I will get you those items. We are going to kick it over to the end screen here, and then we're gonna raid into somebody. So stick around for just another half a minute or so while we get this sorted out. Again, players, thank you so much. This has been a blast. Thank you for your patience with me as I learn Castles and Crusades, and the great storytelling that's happened around this table is unrivaled. I can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you, everybody. Be good to each other. Fight the good fight, and we will see you on Thursday for the finale of New of Arden. And then we'll be back here in 2 weeks on the 8th of July for the next chapter of Shadows of Greyhawk. Later.